This video covers the use of the projects reconciliation demonstration spreadsheet that comes with the Noetics Views Trial Edition for Subledger Accounting. See the video using the demonstration spreadsheets for a general introduction, including enabling macros and data connections, and saving and sharing the reports. I've already opened the spreadsheet and enabled macros and data connections. Let's get started by reviewing the purpose of the spreadsheet. In general, the intent of the reconciliation process is to make sure the source transactions have been properly accounted and to help you find discrepancies. This spreadsheet allows you to find mismatches between projects, SLA and GL. As it says in the overview section, this report displays the detailed and summarized SLA and GL accounting results by category and accounting event type for all the project's expenditure and revenue transactions for a ledger, period, and account values. This information can be used during the project's reconciliation process. This spreadsheet pulls its data from the PA cost distributions, PA revenue distributions, SLA hub journal lines, and GL journal lines views. See the SLA catalog to learn more about these views and all the other Noetics views that come with the Trial Edition software. Now let's go to the Prompts tab and run the report. We start by logging in. It's telling me I've got 2 days left in my trial period. Next, we enter our parameters. Now this report requires values for ledger. I'm going to choose mine. A year, which is really used to narrow down the list of periods. I'm going to choose November. And we need to provide values for balancing segment, cost center, and natural account. Now I'm going to continue to use the percent symbol. You can see the range of cost center values. Percent means all values, and the same with natural account. Now it's important to know that the balancing segment, cost center, and natural account parameters are looking for matches on the account in SLA and not on the expenditure and revenue distribution accounts. Okay, now that we've made our selections, let's click Execute to query the views and load the data into the spreadsheet. Now, once the query is complete, you are automatically taken to the Cost Distributions tab. These are the expenditure transactions that were accounted during our selected period for the accounts we search for. The data on this tab comes from the view PA Cost Distributions. See the SLA catalog for the full column list available in this view. In this report, we're displaying some project and task information, the expenditure type, and the line type. I'll continue to move over. We're displaying the expenditure quantity and the expenditure date, along with both the expenditure debit and credit accounts. Now these are the accounts that are assigned to the original distributions. Alongside that, we have what we're calling the SLA account. So this is the account that was applied to the transaction from the create accounting process. In this case, they're still the same, but that's important to know the difference between the original distribution account and what we're calling the SLA account. And of course, we're seeing the amounts in both the debit and credit amounts. The next tab displays the revenue transactions and is based upon the view PA revenue distributions. Oracle Project Revenues is one of the more complex areas in eBusiness Suite database. That's because of the multiple categories of revenue and the multiple ways it can be recognized. Our revenue view brings them all together in a single place. This tab displays customer, project, task information. It displays draft invoice information if there is one. The revenue category. Let me scroll over. The revenue category, event, and source information. Now here is where you get a hint of the underlying complexity in the Oracle database, because the revenue categories of event, expenditure, unbilled and unearned revenue, exchange rate, gains and losses, these are stored all over the place in projects, but our view brings them together nicely, and you see that here on this tab. And of course, we're also displaying the account and debit and credit amounts as well. The next tab, titled Subledger Accounting Summary, displays a summary of the project expenditures and cost data in SLA. It groups the debit and credit amounts by journal category, accounting event class, event entity, and event type. The next tab, titled Subledger Accounting Journals, displays the SLA journals created from the expenditure and revenue transactions we saw earlier. In addition to the journal category, accounting event class, event entity, and event type information, it displays the journal line data, including its status of whether it's been transferred to the GL. And it has the account and debit and credit amounts for each SLA journal line. The data on this and the previous tab comes from the view SLA Hub Journal Lines. The next tab is titled General Ledger Journal Summary, and it displays the posted debit and credit amounts grouped by journal category. And finally, the General Ledger Journals tab displays each of the GL journals. The data on this and the previous tab comes from the view GL Journal Lines. This concludes the overview of the project's reconciliation report. On the screen is a list of other instructional videos you may find helpful for the setup and use of the Noetics Views Trial Edition software.